How did you get into the tourism business?
Well, I had 4 kids. One's a doctor, one's a lawyer, and 2 pharmaceutical sales. And I spent 25 years in the bookstore industry, and I just decided it was a good time to have a change. My kids weren't moving home, and they weren't asking me for money, so I decided, why not? Another point of my move change or career change was that the bookstore industry was sort of a dying industry with electronic books and leasing, and the tourism industry on the Eastern Shore was brand new, fresh, and growing. So it's always fun to be in a growing market as opposed to a dying market.
Why biking and kayaking?
Well, biking and kayaking, when they first hired me to come to Salisbury University, they asked me to run the freshman orientation program, and they put me in charge of the bicycling one that went to Acadia, Maine. So for 12 years, I took 22 freshmen up to Acadia, and it was a delightful experience. I really enjoyed it. The freshmen, a group of 18-year-olds, had a lot of hormones and stuff, so dealing now with a bunch of baby boomers is a piece of cake in comparison.
Why the Eastern Shore?
Well, while being at Acadia, Maine, it changed my whole perspective of life. It's only a 10-square-mile island, and I spent 12 weeks there, and every time I went, I discovered new and delightful things. So I realized that most of us never took the time to find things in our own backyard. So I started Eastern Shore biking, canoeing, and when we reviewed the kids' evaluations, they had equally as good a time right here on the Eastern Shore as they did in Acadia, Maine, bicycling, and Algonquin, Canada, canoeing. And the only thing we cut out was 4 days of traveling, 2 days in a van up and 2 days back.
When did you actually make the change?
I made the change and left the industry in 2001, and basically for the last 10 years I've been running it as a 1 or 2 man operation, and it's been quite successful and I've enjoyed it. But currently my wife is thinking about retiring, so I want to cover her salary, so I'm reconsidering and trying to expand the business, so I have to take a whole broader perspective.
Enough on adrenaline high and you. What's Destination Delmarva all about?
Well, I've noticed that there's a traffic pattern here on the Eastern Shore, and what I've seen is cars going east and west to Ocean City and Chincoteague and north and south to the Outer Banks, and very few people stopping in the middle. The Seagull Century is a notable exception to this, however. Starting in 1989, we had like 600 people